Viewer Michael Rosenthal sent me a RazoRock Black Hawk single edge safety razor, and we're going to shave with it coming up next. Oh, that's nice and smooth. Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark at GeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another video. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me again. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and have fun looking at all the videos that are available up here. Well, viewer Michael Rosenthal was very kind in sending me a RazoRock Black Hawk single edge safety razor. These are available on Italian Barber, and they're less than $30. Now, he had it, he used it, and he really didn't care for a single edge razor shave. I've had one shave with it, and my feeling is opposite. I think it's a really amazing razor. Now, single edge shaving, single edge razor may not be in your wheelhouse. Then again, it might be. But for less than $30, it's worth trying. Now, this is very, very reminiscent of another single edge razor that I've talked about, the Gem Micromatic single edge razors. And of course, these are twist to open, and it uses a completely different kind of razor blade. It uses something like, uses this kind of a razor blade right here, okay? This razor blade right here, and it really is a different kind of shave. So when I looked at this Black Hawk, it was very reminiscent of the Gem Micromatic, but you can see that the Black Hawk has a wider head, and I already have a blade load in there. It uses Artist Club razor blades, a completely different kind of razor blade from the Gem Micromatic, but the approach and the shave very, very similar. So let me just put this away. Just wanted to mention that to you, and also let you know that if you do have a Gem Micromatic and you've done some shaving with this, then you're gonna really have an easy time coming over to this razor. If this is your first time with this kind of single edge razor, well then yeah, they recommend, that is RazoRock Italian Barber recommends that you shave with it for several shaves. I think they said 15 shaves to really get the feel of it. Well, because I've used the Gem Micromatic, I kind of have an idea of what to expect. And I really did have a really nice shave with it. Let me show you what the blades look like. These are the Artist Club blades. They come in a dispenser like this. I have the Feather professional blade. You get 20 in a container like this, and it's the same kind of a slide that you have with the Schick injector razors, but instead of injecting it into it, you're just using it to dispense this razor blade, and then install it into this three-piece razor. Let me show you this. This is made from 6061 aluminum, very lightweight razor, and there's a reason for that, and I'll discuss that in just a minute. But there's the razor head there. And I'm just going to undo this here like this so you can see what that razor blade looks like. And that razor blade, you can see it's very, very thin. Let me get it over here like this. It's very, very thin. It has a couple of pins aligning that. And of course, this base plate here, right here, just sits right on top there like that. And those alignment pins just align everything up, so that it's just sandwiches right in there very, very precisely. And then you just screw that handle down like that, and there you go. Now, the reason why they made this out of 66 aluminum is to keep it lightweight, because the blades are very, very sharp, and they felt that a lighter weight razor would be more maneuverable than a heavyweight razor. And I tend to agree, because I was thinking, why is this so lightweight? But when I used it, absolutely agree with that. They also have a ringlet style handle here. They switched to that because this is the V2. The pins that you saw there are also the V2, are also an upgrade to the V2. They also have this right here on this knob. This knob also comes undone. So if you want to, right here, you can take this off and shorten the length of the handle, kind of adjust the razor if you want a shorter handle razor. They're also talking about making different style knobs for the end of this handle. And I hope they do that too, because I think that'd be kind of neat to get maybe a longer knob on the bottom of this, increase the length a little bit, that sort of thing. But I like having the knob there, and I had a shave with it, and it was wonderful. It was mild, it was smooth, it was close, it was efficient. I was really, really surprised. Again, one caveat, single edge razors may not be for you. Then again, you might love it. You're not going to know until you try it, but for less than $30, $29.99, you know what? It's not a bad gamble at all. So we're going to shave with this. Now let's see the blade. This is the second shave I'm going to have with this razor and this blade. And the big question is, with 1 day's growth from yesterday's shave, is it going to give me any irritation? Is it going to be maybe a little too much for my skin and beard type? That's the question I have. The first shave was wonderful, but as you know, my skin borders on the sensitive side, so some razors, if they're more aggressive, I can't really use them 2-3 days in a row. I like mild razors. This one really was a mild shave. I was really, really impressed with it. Really very, very nice. So we're going to shave with it, and we're going to kick it off with VIKINGS Shaving Cube 2.0. This is great. Mentholated, activated charcoal, formula CK6 ingredients. I'm going to use Proraso Green. I haven't used this in a long time. Boy, I'm really looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, all the ingredients here I used yesterday for yesterday's shave. Going to finish it off with VIKINGS Shaving's alum block right here. Also going to use the ice mentholated aftershave from globalshave.club. This is terrific. I like it a lot. And also for upstairs and on the face as well, Duke Cannon Aftershave Balm Ice Cold. This is alcohol free, but it's got some menthol in there, tea tree oil, and some other good stuff for the skin. So that's about it. That's let me just clear the deck here a little bit, get some things out of the way. I've got some hot water on the pot. Let's just put that in there. This brush I'm using is a RazoRock chrome brush. That's in the sink right now. I didn't use that brush yesterday. I used a different brush, but more on that on another video. It's a new brush, and I wanted to break it in, and I'll be having a review on that in a video or two down the road. But other than that, everything else is identical from yesterday's shave. So let's go ahead, wet the face, and get to the shave. Okay, I'm gonna get a double kick of menthol here from the Cube and also from Proraso. And I haven't used Proraso Green in quite some time, and I'm really looking forward to using it. Now, yesterday's shave, I only needed 2 passes. And I was really surprised at what a nice close shave I got. So let's see if we get any nicks or cuts today. If it's a good mild shave, like any weepers, anything like that. Hard to say. We'll see. Just gonna rinse my hands off there a little bit. Now that I got that there, that's great. Here's my RazoRock chrome brush. This is a really nice heavyweight handle. So it's kind of opposite from what I usually do. I have a really nice razor with a lot of heft and a brush that is a little more lightweight. This is opposite. I got a really heavyweight brush and a lightweight razor. So we're just going to load this up. And oh boy, I love this. I love Proraso. I really do. Okay. That's a good brush load right there. And I'm just going to put a little more water on the tips there just to help it along. Oh, that's terrific. Proraso Green has eucalyptus and menthol in it. It is a non-tallow soap. And it just makes wonderful lather. I'm adding water as I go here to my, during my face lather. If you're a beginner wet shaver, I can recommend two soaps right off the top. Taubach and Proraso Green. Taubach is tallow-based. Proraso is non-tallow. So if you don't have a preference, try them both. If you do, well then you know that Taubach is tallow-based and Proraso is non-tallow. Both of them are wonderful, especially if you're first starting out, and they're not that expensive. Proraso especially is like 10 bucks, you know, in the tub. The Taubach can be a little more expensive if you get it with the bowl. Okay. That's terrific. That's good. Plenty on the brush. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so here's the razor. It's all set, nice and the handle's nicely snug. I'm not going to be able to say 30 degrees of light touch, etc., because it's not going to be a 30-degree angle. This is going to be a completely different angle, very similar to the gem, almost flat to the face. Just going to heat up under some hot water and just swirl it in the sink and bring it to temperature. So I'm going to be right about here with it. You can see that, right about there with it. Almost very similar to the approach of a gem straight edge. And there is going to be a little bit of variance there as I find the optimum angle, but it's certainly not the same approach as a double edge razor. So here, let's just get into it and start this shave. Yeah, it's really very mild. Really nice mild. And I can understand the use of lighter material to keep the handle light, to make it a little more maneuverable. Okay, there it is right there. It'll rinse off very cleanly. Like the Gem Micromatic razors, the approach is similar to that of a straight razor. You know, you want to use that shallow angle. And this really does mimic that same kind of approach. Just if you just keep this angle here, you should be okay. And again, vary it a little bit to where you feel the blade play. And you are going to have to adjust it as you go, passing over the contours of your face. Now, with the grain pass here, north to south, underneath the lip, not quite as awkward as the Gem Micromatic, because the head, even though the head is wide, it's a little more, I would say, slender in its profile this way here. So it gets up under the nose a little more easily. Not completely, but we'll take care of that in an east to west pass on the second pass. Now, when I set this down, I usually lay it on its back. That seems to be the best way for it. You can also set it down like this on its side, but I find just on the back is the most stable. All right, first pass done, let's rinse. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, that's that's a nice first pass. And despite the fact that I didn't get too much underneath here, right here underneath the nostrils, everything else was nicely shaved. Not really a one-pass shave. The second pass going across the grain will get those little bits underneath the nostrils. But if I had to, I could run out the door, but I still feel that it would be lacking a little bit, only because this razor head doesn't get quite underneath as much as I would like, as say a double-edged razor does. But we're going to correct that on the second pass here, going east to west. So let's just lather up again. Plenty on the brush. Okay. Again, I love this menthol and eucalyptus. It just feels great on the skin. It's a terrific scent. It'll really wake you up in the morning. No doubt about it. Okay, that's got it. All right, here we go. We're going to go with pass number 2, east to west across the grain. And it's not too difficult finding the proper angle going across the grain rather. It's not very difficult at all. And it's a razor where all you have to do is let the razor do the work, really. Even though it lacks that heavy weight, it really is very maneuverable. And if you just find the angle and just move the razor across your face, this razor head and blade really does a nice job. There's no tugging, there's no pulling. Really, really, really very, very smooth. Okay, so here's where we're going to go underneath the nostril here, where it gets a little more precise. Yeah, there is a little variance there. You want to make sure you're really holding it at that shallow angle so that it is, again, flat against the face as much as possible. Again, there's a little variance there, right about there, I would say. You can see that, right about there. And when you're going underneath the lip, you really have to make sure you find that angle so you're not, so it's, so you really are shaving at that really, really shallow angle. That's what you need. Okay, so that's the second pass done. Let's rinse. Yeah, 2 passes and I'm done. Now yesterday, I felt as if maybe I would need a little bit of touch up here, maybe a little touch up there. But what happened was after the shave, after that excess moisture was thrown off, what whisker was left behind, it retracts, it recedes a little bit, and it becomes even smoother with the skin. It was a BBS shave after 2 passes, and I think it's on on par with that again for this shave. So we're not going to do any touch up for the third pass. We're done. This is really, really very nice and a very, very smooth, efficient shave, especially on my chin. I'm really surprised by that. Really, really very, very nice. So let's do our two final rinses, one warm and one cold. Here's my warm water rinse. All right, nice. Needed a few splashes to get that excess soap off and the excess slickness, but yeah, that's a nice shave. That really was a nice shave. All right, here's my cold water rinse. That menthol and eucalyptus from Paraso and the menthol from the Cube 2.0 really kicked in on that cold water rinse. Really refreshing. Clean, fresh towel waiting for me. Oh boy. That's a nice shave. That really is a very, very nice shave. Very, very close. And it doesn't look like I have any weepers or irritation, anything like that. I have one little thing right here, but that was, well, it might have been something from yesterday that developed, but it doesn't hurt. I don't feel anything there. I don't know exactly what that is. We're going to run this under some cold water, this alum block, and see what kind of feedback we get, especially on this little guy here. But I don't know what that is. I really don't. I saw it develop after sometime after the yesterday's shave, but don't know what it is. Okay, here we go. Smooth, very, very smooth. No stinging at all. Couple of zings here and there, but no zinging. No zinging there, right there in that little spot right there either. Nothing. No stinging, no zinging. Wow, that's nice. Wow. Dry dock system, so all you gotta do is just put that in there like that and let it air dry. That's terrific. Hey, let's take a look at the brush. Okay, there we go. Look, we got plenty if we needed to do a third pass. Look at those nice peaks. Isn't that great? Yeah, we got plenty if we wanted to do a third pass. But I didn't need a third pass. I didn't need a touch-up. This was a very mild, smooth, efficient shave from this Black Hawk razor. Now, it also comes in blue, green, and silver, I believe. So I guess to call it a Black Hawk and those other colors would be inaccurate. I guess they just call it the Hawk. But because mine is black, Black Hawk. And it gave me a wonderful shave. It really, really did. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to clean this very, very quickly here. Okay. And just give a little bit of buffing and blotting here of the brush. Yeah, I love these synthetic brushes. This is a synthetic brush, synthetic knot. Great heavyweight handle, RazoRock, just terrific. There you go, look at that. It's terrific. I love these synthetic brushes. They're so wonderful. All right, so here we are with the ice mentholated aftershave. That's why I wanted to use this, because I got a menthol in the Cube, I got menthol in Paraso, now I have some menthol here in this aftershave splash, and it comes in this stainless steel flask, which is a really neat touch. So I'm just going to put a little bit here like this. And this menthol doesn't hit you over the head. It's nice, it's gradual, has like a gradual brace to it. I like it a lot. It's refreshing. It's really good. Check it out, globalshave.club. Ice, mentholated aftershave. And I like the stainless steel flask because, yeah, it's a little large, but you can throw this in your DOP kit and travel with this without fear of actually, breaking in any way because it's not glass. Stainless steel flask. Really nice touch. You know what? I don't know if they sell a refill for this. They should. Sheldon, you should sell a refill for this if you don't. I'm going to email him about that. All right, here's some Duke Cannon Aftershave Balm, ice cold. This has menthol in it also. Tea tree oil. Doesn't have any alcohol, from what I understand, if I recall correctly. So I'm just going to put a little bit up here like this. Gonna need a head shave here another day probably, and maybe carry it down here. Great shave! Wow, I'm really impressed by this razor. This is really, really a terrific, terrific razor. If you want to try a single edge razor, you want to try single edge shaving, this is really the one to get. Really, I mean, you probably have tried. I mean, if you've heard me talk about these Gem Micromatics and how great these are, the best kept secret in shaving, yeah, they are good. The only downside is that, well, you got to find them at antique stores or on eBay, etc. And getting them in good condition is a bit of a challenge also at times. And of course, you're only limited to the one kind of blade I showed you. That's it. Whereas if you use a double-edged razor, you get all these blades, you get all these different style double-edged razors, that sort of thing also, which makes it very appealing. But for this particular razor, there are other manufacturers of the Artist Club single-edge razor blades. There's Feather, and I think there's, I can't remember it off the top of my head. They listed on their product page. But I think Feather also has 3 different grade of the Artist Club blades for this razor, and the one that I'm using here, the professional grade, is really where you want to be if you're a beginner with this razor, and that's what Michael Rosenthal sent me. Again, it wasn't in his wheelhouse. He said, "Hey Mark, I want to give it to you, I want to piff it to you," and yeah, I did send something into him in return to say thanks. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with this. And I hope RazoRock and Italian Barber, I hope they make some additional knobs for this. I think it would be great because I'm definitely going to buy another. I would definitely buy another knob or two. And great travel razor as well. I would definitely travel with this. It just gives a nice mild shave. Now, I don't know how many shaves I'm going to get out of one blade, but I think I'm going to get several. I'm not entirely sure. At least 7 or 8, hopefully. Now, a pack of these Artist Club blades in a dispenser like this is anywhere from $16 to $20, and the quantity is anywhere from 15 to 20 blades. I think this is $16 for 20 blades. I could be wrong, but it's in that ballpark. But the other downside is when you handle these blades, you have to be very, very careful because of the size of them. Now that I've finished my shave, I'm going to take this blade off and I'm going to show you what it looks like just to make sure you understand. Here it is right here. Okay, so here's the blade. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it where I can see it more accurately here. Okay, just daub that with a little bit of water. Okay, and we're just gonna, like that. Okay, there it is. I had to just kind of pop it off upside down. So there's the blade itself, right there. It's a very thin blade, so you have to be very, very careful when you handle this. Now, the rounded corners here on top, that's where the cutting edge is, right there. The squared corners are actually the back of the blade there. So, as I do with a lot of my other razors, I would blot this dry a little bit, and then I would wipe off. I'll be wiping off the razor head here, and as a matter of fact, I'm just going to do that right now. Wipe off the razor head here like this, okay, and give you another look at those alignment pins right there. Okay, there's the base plate there. It's got those holes where those pins line up. And it's a very, very precisely, accurately made razor. So what you would do then is, here, I'll show you. Hopefully I can show you on camera, okay? So this guy right here, okay? This guy right here goes in here like this, okay? See that? If you can see that, I just dropped that in there, and then I'm going to drop this plate on top like that and line those pins up. Okay, come on. There it is. Line the pins up like that. And you can see the blade sits there precisely, and then just grasping it on the ends and just pressing on the top a little bit of the cap, I'm going to install the handle. And there you are. And look, it's the blade balance, blade alignment, and well, alignment is perfect. You know, balance would be a double edge, just a single edge. Alignment's perfect. And it really is a wonderfully, wonderfully made razor. CNC machining, which means that it's accurate, and really, really tight tolerances, very, very precisely made. So yeah, and at less than $30, boy, that really is a great price for a razor like this. So my thanks to Michael Rosenthal for sending this to me. Michael, I'm sorry that the shave didn't agree with you, but you know what? Your mileage may vary, and he understood that. And I think that if you're interested in trying a single edge razor and you're having difficulty finding a micromatic, boy, this is the one to try for less than $30. You'll have to buy the blades separately. So the 30 bucks plus another 16, so you're looking at probably 40 bucks to get into a single edge razor. Remember, it is lightweight, and the angle of approach is very, very different from that of a double edge razor. And again, the lightweight it's not gonna throw you off too much, but you're gonna have to adjust your technique a little bit if you've been using a double edge razor. But if you're familiar with the gem micromatics and you've used those, I would say even with the Schick injector, if you've used those as well, then you should have no problem coming over to this RazoRock Black Hawk razor, single edge razor. It really gave me a nice shave, and just standing here waiting for the excess moisture to throw off my skin, yeah, I'm on my way to a 2-pass BBS shave. Now that's my skin type, my beard type. Your mileage may vary. You might need a touch up or a 3rd pass. But boy, I was surprised at how smooth and mild this was. No tugging, no pulling, no irritation, no weepers, and that's 2 days in a row now. With the same blade and the same razor, 2 days in a row, same ingredients except for the brush. Really, really terrific shave. Thanks again to viewer Michael Rosenthal for sending this to me. I really do appreciate it. It's a terrific razor. Give it a try, folks. All right, thanks very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/markzarady, where you'll find all the products I review on this channel organized and categorized, so you can find everything in a snap very easily. If you want a RazoRock Hawk razor, Black Hawk or a Hawk razor, check out ItalianBarber.com. They have these, and they're $29.99, less than $30. You can get them in black, blue, green, and I believe silver. So give them a look. Really neat razor. If you've been toying with the idea of trying a single edge safety razor for this price and how well it made it is, this is really one that you want to kind of jump in and check out. Really surprising at how great this shave was. I was intimidated at first, knowing that it's a feather blade and kind of seeing how it sits as a razor head. Mild and smooth and comfortable. All right, thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.